In this episode, I will share a story of a man who got sick in the Philippines and 17 months later still did not recover fully. If you ever visit the Philippines, you will soon be in a situation where you've never been before. Surrounded by dirt, trash, filth, feces, urine, even swimming at the beaches is not safe. Not to mention the poor hygiene when it comes to handling food and environmental problems. Also, air pollution and mold, as well as environmental factors within your community, your house, your apartment, or your condo. It can be very tricky, especially if you are older, have some medical issues, or simply a normal person that has better standards of living than living in pollution and in the slums. Here is today's story. Got here in March 2023. Girl I was talking to was clearly using me for money, so I dropped her and started dating someone else. Got an apartment fast and went to Boracay for a week. Sounds great, right? Except, as soon as I came back, I got sick. Constant strep throat, infections, and sinus infections in between. Spent all my money on healthcare because that shit almost killed me. Ended up having to return to the US to get surgery through the VA. Returned, got sick again. I still get sinus infections after 17 months. That is the story. Could you imagine taking a vacation to Boracay and staying in the Philippines with a woman and having that type of illness? Who knows what it could be? It could be respiratory infection, some sort of bacteria in the food, maybe in the air, and who knows the type of STDs that are out there these days, whether she gave him one or not. Regardless, seems like a year and a half later, this man is still suffering from the infection that he received. People were curious, and Polecat says, "You ever figure out what specifically was causing it? We are currently putting together our short list, retirement places, and having allergen issues would be a deal breaker." That is hilarious. Imagine someone with allergies going to the Philippines and thinking they're going to have a proper life. The original poster says, "Well, the sinus is definitely using the AC unit. Have got to get them cleaned every 3 months or I get sick. The strep, which led to me having abscess and having my tonsils removed, honestly could have come from anywhere. But if you have allergen issues, avoid the city and definitely keep the AC clean would be my advice." That is true. The city is filthy. However, the province isn't much better. Imagine all that smoke and trash burning. Furthermore, the sanitary system, the water, everything in the city can be found in the province as well. And the worst part is, the nearest hospital could be hours away. Good luck if something serious happens to you. Someone else also by the name of Omnipresent confirms by saying, "Your apartment probably has black mold. A lot of times it's in the ceiling. They use wood panels instead of drywall. It makes black mold harder to spot." Excellent advice. That is absolutely true. Interesting as well, for those of you that do not know. Balbo Porker says, "A bunch of possible factors. Different strains of viruses, bacteria across the globe that your body hasn't encountered yet. Mold, especially in the air conditioner. Going from the hot, humid outside to an air-conditioned mall store and vice versa. Air pollution, mixture of vehicles, fumes, and burning wood or trash. Poor food hygiene, poor personal hygiene, etc." Another great point made by this person. Seems like they've been in the Philippines and fully understand the situation in this country. This is nothing new if you've been following the situation around the Philippines' air pollution and sea pollution. Furthermore, their type of food that they eat, and coupled with people never washing their hands in the restaurants, cafes, malls, anywhere you go, it's very rare to find a proper sink with running water, soap. Therefore, the employees never wash their hands. That steak that you might be eating at Sizzlers or somewhere where you think you paid good money, thus have comfort of knowing or thinking that you know the food should be handled properly, is definitely contaminated. The fact is that most Filipinos are accustomed to these types of bacteria and exposure to the variety of viruses that you and I would never come across in North America or even Europe. So, when you arrive, your body is in complete shock. The smallest amount of bacteria in your body can make you sick. And never trust the pharmacist, even the doctors or nurses. Every time I receive any medication in the Philippines, I definitely Google the name first. I research for the name, causes, side effects, symptoms, and what it's meant for before I take the medication. I do not trust any Filipino doctor, nurse, or pharmacist. Half of the time, they're prescribing you the wrong medication. Write your experiences regarding this particular situation. I know many of you have been given the wrong medication. Most of the times, this may be harmless. However, it only takes one time to really be serious. And once again, you do not want to end up in a Filipino hospital. Situations like this occur on a regular basis. Oftentimes we hear about these stories through other social media outlets, such as Facebook groups, Reddit, and even YouTube. People share their stories and their nightmare situation in the Philippines. Here is another story I will share with you. Silver21 says, "This is my 4th trip to the Philippines. Seems I have been sick on every single trip. Any ideas? Something I'm careful of is water, food, and exposure to traffic exhaust dirt. Sometimes I can't avoid it. Any other possibilities or tips would be greatly appreciated." Wandering and host says, "Are you in Manila? Always get a sinus infection from jeepney exhaust. When I'm in the province or BGC, it's not so bad." Pizzle Darzer says, "Yes, I get sick every time I travel here. I take a couple of weeks for it to all settle. Strangely enough, I have similar results when I travel back to the US. Even after I've been here for a few months, I still get queasy every time I eat out. I just take extra care when I cook at home. I rinse my veggies and cook my food using filtered water. I've always heard avoid lettuce because it just holds so much water after it's rinsed, but I do love Korean barbecue." There are countless stories similar to this. This is not a one-off situation or only a handful of people. Most people that visit the Philippines, they do get sick. It is just part of the life here. It happens to most Westerners because you are used to higher quality of life. It's time for the best comment of yesterday's video about women being gold diggers in the Philippines. CNB picks 90% are gold diggers. I am from the Philippines. Even Filipinos seem to agree that most women there are gold diggers only after your money. There is no worse comment from yesterday's video. Subscribe to the channel, click thumbs up so we can please the YouTube overlords. Thanks for watching. God bless.